Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Vadivelan. So, first of all, thank you for joining us on our webinar. Topic is more on a drone career pathway, and this is actually open for everyone, regardless of SPM student or college student, university, or any working adults. Okay, so we will start with our slide. So, the next slide is going to be our introduction. Sharon? Yeah. Okay, this is the introduction to the drone industry where we are going to cover the topic of drone anatomy, the movement of drones, types of drones used, application of drones, rules and regulation, and also the future career in a drone industry. Okay. Okay. The Go to the previous slide, Sharon. Just the yeah. Okay. Next slide. Hold. Okay. Not yet. The first one. Okay. So actually, if I can relate this bee with this drone, there are similarities in this both of these unique combination, because actually the drone name is came from male bee, which is known as a drone. Okay. Previously, uh, they they got an idea of creating this drone using the anatomy of this male bee. Okay. Normally, the female bee they call as a queen bee or honey bee. Okay. Next slide. Okay. This is the male bee. We call as a drone for the male bee, and the female bee we will call as a queen, and the worker will be in a smaller size compared to other two, the drone and also the queen bee. Okay, here we have to understand that the anatomy of bee is being used for drone, how they fly, and the revolving technology is more on these insects actually. Next. Okay, I'm Vadivelan Veerasingham. As you know, I'm a certified drone trainer, and also this topic is going to cover more on a career pathway of drone, regardless of any industries and any nature of job actually. Next. Okay, introduction to the drones. So basically, we call drone as a unmanned aircraft. Okay, why is unmanned aircraft? Because if you compare to the real aircraft we will have a pilot at the cockpit. Okay, but for the drone, the pilot it's will be outside. They won't be in the cockpit. The pilot who will be controlling the drone using a remote control for the drone. Okay, and unmanned aerial vehicle, UAVs and UAS, these are the terms that they use for drone. Okay, and the third one is a flying robot. We can also uh, mention that the drone is actually a robot. The function of robot is in the drone, and it can be operated by itself and also can be semi-auto or fully automatic. Next. Okay, these are the anatomy of the drone, which is more on technical. They use sensors, batteries, cameras, GPS module, and then some other motherboards and so on. Okay, next. These are also the circuit diagram, which is more technical. Next. Okay, these are also the wiring diagram of the connection of each parts, and the motors and cameras is connected to all the parts from the main motherboard. Next. Okay. So these are the two equipments or gadgets that we use for drone. On your right is going to be the drone. On your left will be the transmitter or receiver, on well known as a remote control. Okay, the movement of drone, if you can see here, the arrow shows the drone is facing nose out, means it's facing, the arrow is the main focal area that the drone always focus. And if you can see on your left, there's a numbering, right? 1 2 3 4. Okay, the movement of the motor will be number 1 and number 4. It will be moving at clockwise. And if you can see, number 2 and number 3 will be moving at anti-clockwise or counterclockwise position. Okay, this is to make the drone stable all the time. Next. Okay, flight mode, how we can handle or throttle the remote control. Basically, the function of remote control is similar to like a racing car or any other toys. Is similar, but the terms that we are going to use for drone is totally different. Which is, you can see, throttle, yaw, pitch, and roll. These are the terms that we use in a drone. Next. Okay, in order for the drone to uplift, you know, to uplift from the ground level, they call as a throttle. Next. Okay, yaw will be 360. The moment it uplift, okay, the moment it uplift and then it turns left or right, it called yaw. Okay, you can see the position on the remote. Okay, the third one is pitch. Pitch is either the drone moves forward or backward, reverse. This is called pitch. Pitch forward, pitch reverse, or pitch backwards. Okay, next. So this is called roll. Roll means it moves either to the left or to the right. So it's basically left and right position. Okay, next. Okay, type of drones that is available in the industry. Four types. One is a multi-rotor drones. Multi-rotor means there are four wings. It's a multi-rotor. Okay, there are types of other drones also. The first image you can see is a tricopter. Will have only three rotors to move, and then towards your right is going to be the fixed wing. Fixed wing is more or less like an aeroplane mode. It will only have one propeller, and it use the air wind to control its position, left or right, up and down. So there's more on fixed wing. And you can see a single rotor. Single rotor is basically a helicopter. Helicopter only use single rotor. Okay, and followed by fixed wing. Fixed wing hybrid VTOL, meaning it has a combination of fixed wing and also the multi-rotor drone. And you can see the quadcopter. Quadcopter means the general drone that we used to fly, which is four rotors. And we also have multi-rotors like 6, 8, 12, depending on industry that we want to venture or we want to utilize this drone. Normally for the agriculture, they will use more than four rotors, like 6, 8, to make the drone stable. Okay, next slide. Okay, these are the examples of multi-rotors, from the single rotors up to 8 rotors. Next. So these are also more on rotors and also fixed wing. similar to the aircraft. Okay, next. All right. So types of drone. You can see the first image is a micro drone, and then followed by nano drone, pico, and so on. So actually, if you ask me, do we really have all kind of these drones? Actually, yes. The first three images are in the they normally they use in a army or militaries as a spy drones, or also to capture some images. Normally the intelligence department will use this kind of drone, the third first three images. Okay, and there's another one on the fourth image, which is male, right? So this is more towards the war. They use for war purpose and for military purpose as well. So other than that, they are also used for industries like delivery industry and so on. Next. So these are also type of drones which is available. There are underwater drones. Normally for underwater drones, they won't call as underwater, they call as ROV. Normally oil and gas industry will use this ROV to do some inspection or welding under the water. Okay, next slide. Okay, the application of drones, where they apply the the application of drones are in most of the industries like agriculture, entertainment, military, site analysis, movie making, cargo, and so on and so on. And the last image, if you can see there, it is also an anti-drone. So anti-drone normally government or military will use in order for them to bring down the enemy drone, or also if anyone trespass their border, so they use this anti-drone to bring down their enemy drones. Okay, next slide. Okay, drone in space. So we already have this drone actually very long ago, but it's the main demand is nowadays every industry started to use these drones. So these are the images of underwater. You can see the spy drone, first aid. Yeah, in a medical line, they also started to use this to deliver, the blood for rural areas. They use this delivery drone. Even in Malaysia, they have been using this during the MCO time, lockdown period. That's where the delivery drone started to establish in Malaysia itself. But due to some law enforcement, they are still holding on the usage of a delivery drone in Malaysia. But other countries are still using, already started to use this for medical, for food supply, and so on. And don't be surprised, very soon maybe Food Panda or Shopee or all these players, they are going to use this drone to deliver to your home, to your doorsteps. Okay, next. So our enforcement like police, army, and other enforcement already started to use this drone. Even for the speed trap nowadays, don't be surprised. Our PDRM and also JPG already started to use this drone to capture your speed for the speed trap images, and then they will convert that into the data analysis, and then that's where you will get a summon for the speed trap. Okay, the aerial view for construction, monitoring, transportation. So drone has become one of the transportation somewhere in like in Japan. And China, they already use this drone as a taxi drone or private drone, you know, as it looks like a real car, but it's a flying car actually. Okay. Other than that, for cleaning, building cleaning, and so on, they also started to use this drone to make you know the cleaning kind of a staff, and also to shorten the period of time for them to do the cleaning. Okay, next. Okay, so the application is more or less the same like what the images that we have seen before this. So there are three. One is the first one is a flight zone. Another one is types of mission that we are going to use this drone, and also the environment. So nowadays you already started to use for underwater. This is more on oil and gas industry, water, ground level, airspace, and so on. So under the military, they already started to use this to launch a missile bombing and so on. And for the civilians, they use this more on videography, photography, to rescue government cities, space drones for mining, oil and gas, and so on. Next. Okay, now we are going to watch a short video clips of the entire application of drone uh, in the real time, real life. Okay, let's enjoy watching the video. Okay, now man, just wait for the video clip to start. Uh, just give a second. Let the host to restart the video clip.
Power line, wind turbine, and solar industry. In 2021, the global drone inspection industry generated nearly $2 billion in revenue, widely known for providing inspection data, analysis, and reporting to the power line, wind turbine, and solar industries. However, the drone industry also serves a diverse sea of users in industries such as cell tower inspection, road, bridge, and rail inspections, along with oil and gas and pipeline inspections. For the oil and gas industry, inspections by drone offer many powerful benefits, the majority of which fall into the following three categories. Cost savings. Bringing oil and natural gas to market occurs in three phases, and drones are capable of lowering costs throughout the entire process. Improved inspection capabilities. UAVs have revolutionized the way the world conducts inspections, with pipeline inspections being one of the most prevailing areas that are leveraging drones. Increased safety. The oil and gas industry is dangerous with its flammable chemicals, toxic fumes, pressurized gases, and the wide array of industrial equipment making for hazardous conditions. No matter the vertical, drone inspections offer cost savings, improved inspection capabilities, and heightened safety, while delivering powerful inspection data to help you monitor, manage, and maintain your assets.
If you think drones are just high-tech toys, you're missing the bigger picture. Meet the machines that plant forests at lightning speed. Picture this: fleets of drones flying over empty land, launching seed pods straight into the soil. These high-tech helpers can plant up to 100,000 trees a day, way more than humans ever could. They scan the ground, they map the best spots, and boom, instant tree. This isn't just cool tech, it's a game changer for fighting deforestation. Imagine a future where forests rebound faster than we ever dreamed thanks to drones. The next time you see a drone, remember, it might just be planting the forests of tomorrow.
So let me give my number. Can you be my command?
This swarm of drones is headed your way, and it's got a target in sight, you. So, what do you do? This is the Pulsar L, the latest in advanced tech from Anduril Industries. It's the man-portable version of their standard Pulsar, an electromagnetic warfare device that can be equipped to ground installations or vehicles. It works by using AI to determine the precise nature of the threat, such as the model and communication technology of the drone swarm, and then deploys an appropriate electronic countermeasure to nullify the signals. And it's even got a Pulsar A variant, a drone version of the Pulsar, although it's not entirely clear if it retains the exact same capabilities.
Okay, so that's it. That's all about the video clips about the drones application in the real world. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, when it comes to drone, there's also there's the priority or the primary things that we have to know is the safety. So for me, safety is no compromise on the safety. You have to follow regardless of anyone. Okay, so these are the safety guidelines that we have to follow. Okay, can you go next? Okay, this is the range where the drone can fly up to. If you can see, the tallest building there. So the maximum height that a drone can fly is 400 feet. Okay, next. Rule of thumb, very important, which there's a abbreviation for the drone. So first, do not fly this near airport or any airfields. Secondly, always stay below 400 feet or 120-meter. So you might ask me how to know whether it's 400 feet or 120 meters height. Actually, it will notify you when the drone go up to 120-meter. It will notify you that you are flying above the restricted, uh, height. So it will somehow it will pause your operation, and or it will be idle at that moment at the 120 feet. It won't go beyond that. So nowadays the drone are programmed in such a way so that they won't exceed this 120 meter. But actually it can fly up to 200-meter, depending on types of drone that we are using. Third one, observe your drone at all the time. You must have a clear view on the sight, line of sight. They call line of sight. You have to see the drone. The moment it's disappear from your vision, that's called is beyond your visibility. So your drone should be under control at this level or 50-meter. Okay, the fourth one, never fly this near any aircraft. So the moment you enter the space, there are other aircraft or helicopters are flying on the space. So we have the restriction on that. Do not fly near any aircraft because that can create a accident. Okay, which is it's going to be very costly, and it's going to be very disaster for others. Okay, and then the final one, enjoy the responsibility, and also you have to take the responsibility when it comes or it falls under risk of any accident. Okay, next. These are our local Malaysian Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia. They have restricted these rules, which is regulation 140 up to 144. Okay, for drones. Next, the next slide going to be, okay, these are the three. Okay, under the camp, they have restricted safety, weather condition, obstacles, and scenery. So you have to consider on these four categories before you fly, whether is it safe to fly. And then the second one, you have to make sure the weather condition. If it is raining, you shouldn't fly the drone because it might have a loss of communication. And then if it is near any obstacles like a tower or high buildings, do not fly that because you may also lose control during the fly mode. Okay, and then scenery. Normally for photography and videography, using drone nowadays is one of the fantastic way of creating the clips. Okay, next, safety aid. So these are the safety aids. Next, okay, the normal safety aids that you need to use for any inspection site. Okay, so there's a helipad for the drone as well. So that's called a home, H for home. So it will fly from there and then it will come back, or once you select the home button, it will come back to the same location. Next. Okay, these are the gadgets. Before you fly, you have to have all the safety cone and also the helmets, the jacket, and so on. Okay, so this is a control airspace. If you can see, the red zone is a control zone. Do not fly drone at this area. Okay, airport strictly no, it's fully restricted. You cannot fly at airport area. Okay, it will create some havoc if there's a aircraft trying to take off or landing. The frequency will disturb the radar system. Okay, now on in the middle, you can see the level of 400 feet is the first level of a KLCC tower. The first cone. I'm sorry, it's the last peak of the KLCC tower. Okay, that's 400 feet. So you cannot fly above that. Normally you have to fly below that level. Okay, right. Next. Okay, good flying location. We are able to fly the drone anywhere, but a proper or safest place is like open field or parks. But nowadays parks are restricted because of Majlis is not allowing us to fly near the public area. Near the beach, yeah, as long as it doesn't fly above someone's head, because it might fall and create an accident. As long as it's flying away from the public area, is okay. Rural area and designated drone parks in Malaysia, which is in Bukit Jalil, Puncak Jalil, they call Area 57, Merantipak. Here, you can fly your drone. You can practice. You can, you freely fly your drone at this area. This is a restricted. I mean, like it's an open area for, especially for drones. Next. Okay, I think going to skip this because we already done this, right? Okay, skip. All right. So carrier path. So carrier path for drone can be is actually wide. This is just a pinch of areas that we can cover actually. As a drone engineer, of course, you can become a software engineer, hardware R&D under the drone engineering. For the licensed pilot, you can go towards filming, real estate, agriculture, journalism, construction, search and rescue, and so on. Under the business industry, for sales, marketing, nowadays they already started to use this. Okay. Next. This is one of the interesting part overall actually. So if you can see the first slide at the behind, it's about 14.1 billion USD, the industry market at 2014 actually. It's very it's blur. And up to, it has increased up to 43.1 billion USD in 2024. 2024, it increased 43.1 billion. If you, and this, the slide, the next slide here, you can see the colorful chart, right? So if you can see 2022 is more or less like 43 billion turnover for the drone industry, and up to 2026 now it increased about, the total is 228. If you divide by 2, it's going to be 110 billion dollar at the moment, which is to 2026. But it is projected that in 2029 this industry is going to increase up to 228.22 billion. You can see now how the drone industry is actually becoming very revenue based industry. Okay, so if you, this is the right time for you to catch up on this drone industry. Okay, so we have another 3 more years to see the drone industry to embark, to infinite level. So my advice is, I will say, your 1 million is there. Each of you, if you can start up or venture into the drone industry, your 1 million is there. So try to grab that 1 million or try to think how you can explore or involve in this drone industry to capture the market. Okay, this data is actually from DataBridge. It's one of the renowned publisher or research company. Okay, next. Rule of thumb, I will discuss this earlier. Next. Okay, for those who are going to like SPM students and other adults, so this is the roadmap that I can price, where the entry level, there are 3 levels here. So once you got your result, you can venture into drone industries. Okay, like step 1, you can enter into the first level, entry level learning, and then the second step will be the once you gain the experience, then you can become a junior drone or drone technician and so on. But in order for this, you must have the license, which is known as RCOCB certification. So this will be given by the CAM, Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia. So once you got that license, you can fly your drone without any risk or hassle. So nowadays, once you own a drone, you should have this. It's actually to protect you. Okay, and the third one is at advanced level of your career path, 2 to 3 years. So you can become a data analysis drone entrepreneur, or you can become a drone operational manager, and so on. There are multiple industries that you can actually venture. All the industries need drones nowadays to shorten the period of their working hours, and also to get the more accurate and simplified result. Drone is one of the main tools nowadays. Okay, so you can see the challenges and the growth areas that you can focus on it. Okay, and the last one, the action step. So once you join any drone related trainings or courses, okay, you'll get the certificate and then the internship. So you further your studies up to whatever level that you wanted, like masters or PhD. I believe some of them are also started to do PhDs in drone nowadays. And beyond this, I would suggest to be a startup business. Okay, create your own startup business using this drone. Okay, there are people known, one of in my network, in my circulation, there are people who using this drone as a income for filming, for wedding purposes, wedding filming, photographies, and so on. Okay, that I will cover in the next upcoming sections, more specifically on the related or specified industries. For now, this is the idea of how you can venture into drone industry. Okay, you may tell me that I'm more on academic. Yes, you can be more on academic, or you can go towards the debate program, which is the skills. Okay, drone can be your second skills. Okay, always can be a second skill. For those who really wanted to make this as a primary, they can go specifically for the drone courses, which is available nowadays. Most of the universities are trying to bring in under the TVET program. Okay, next. The previous one. So okay, so now I'm open to any Q&A section. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, or else we can go to the final part. Anyone else?
Yes, I got one question.
Yeah.
The to fly the drone, you need the RCOC certificate.
Yes.
And then, do you need any permit from police or anything?
Not police. I've mentioned that there's a three agency that you have to get a permission. CAM, JUPAM. JUPAM will involve if you want to do any photography or any inspection. Let's say you want to do inspection at a specific area, maybe like PJ Newtown. Okay, so you have to get the permit from CAM, CAAM. So they will release the permit, and then JUPAM will also have to acknowledge that. Okay, and then once they acknowledge that, you can fly uh, officially, and that permit normally they will last for uh, on a project basis. Let's say you are doing a project for 1 week, they will give a permit for 1 week. If you say it's just for a 1 or 2 days photo shoot shot, then they will give the permit for 2 days. And
Oh,
nowadays they are charging for the permit as well, a small charge.
okay, okay. Then let's say you have a construction project for, let's say, few years,
Mhm.
so you have to get the permit regularly, or they can give you one long term one,
They are also allowing a long term nowadays. Okay, let's say your project is 6 months of project. You want to do a monitoring in a construction development or so on. So you can request saying that, okay, my project is estimated to be like 6 months. So the application will be the same. It's just that for that duration, they will give permit the deadline of a due. So anything happens in between that, I mean, a deadline, you are still, uh, how to say, you're still licensed. Okay, you won't be
Oh,
get someone for being under that period of time. Otherwise,
uh,
if let's say a day after the expiry is considered it's expired, right? So they
yeah.
can charge you.
Okay.
Nowadays they are also charged this under penal code for under the PDRM also already started to use this, because there was a incident while they flying a agriculture drone. The drone falls on one of the participant, so it become a police case and they charge actually. So that is
Oh,
why, if you have the RCOCB and if you fly with the permit, you are on a safe side.
okay. Okay. Just now you mentioned CAM and one JUBAM. What is
JUPEM.
JUBAM now?
JUPEM is the uh, they are in charge for all this planning.
Oh,
JUPEM, JUPEM.
okay.
You can browse that in the Google actually.
Oh, that means there's no requirement from for any police permit lah.
Police permit is not necessary.
Okay.
Not necessary.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
Any others got any questions, or we can skip to the next slide?
Sir, hello.
Yeah. Hi.
My name is Kavi Raja.
Yeah, Kavi.
I've already got the RCOCB certificate. What's the next step I can do?
For RCOCB certificate, right? Okay.
Yeah, I got it already.
You got it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got it already.
So now we have to find for the players or the companies which is related to this. There are companies related to agriculture. Some are doing like building cleaning. Some they are using for film industry. So you can check online, and even the job street they have a variety of drone career path. So you can just Google there. But actually in Malaysia is limited. But if you are interested in more on like overseas companies like Singapore, Australia, they are hiring people, drone pilots actually. So you can try that. Okay, just Google and see. There are people are actually finding for drone pilot. The demand is there. Do I answer your question?
No, that's all. Sir.
Okay. All right. Next. Sharon, there's another slide after the Q&A. So our upcoming programs, we are going to launch a specific webinar for the upcoming webinars. Next slide. Yeah. May, there's another one, April. Sharon, the previous slide. Yeah, this is the one. So upcoming webinar on April, we might focus on oil and gas, how you can enter into the oil and gas industry using this drone knowledge. Okay, so this is going to be the April, and next will be May. May on agriculture. We will explain how the agriculture industry using these drones for the using for pesticide, okay, spraying, and also seeding. Okay, and then June we might focus on okay, videography and photography. So this is one of a very interesting training actually.
I have this certificates. So then I contact him for the clarification. I need more clarification.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Can you repeat again your question?
Yes, sir. Okay, I'm Kaviraja's father. Okay. Okay, since this you are providing all these the courses, so I mean, he already got his RCOB certificates.
Okay.
So he wants to update for the future, the upcoming. Since you said just now, he can look for the companies that they are
Yes.
hiring. Yes,
Right.
but this is just a basic level. So to upgrade from the basic level, I mean the institute that he have gone through is in Cyberjaya. So do you have any your part of your side? What do you offering for this to upgrade the skills?
Okay, from our side, we are in the planning of bringing into this. Okay, actually for the schools and also colleges, the adults, but it actually more on licensing. For licensing part, you have to go through the training provider, which has been given license, like some of the companies like Air Asia Academic, and there are SG Academic and so on in Malaysia. Okay, they are the license holder. For EWRF, we are doing awareness of how you can enter the industry, and if you really want to know what next step that you want to enter, like your son want to explore, you can ping me. I have a number of links or contacts under our drone WhatsApp group, where they can also provide the career, and you can try. First of all, you must know, you must have the flying hours. Okay, like pilot, they have flying hours before they can fly actual aircraft, like a simulation. Here in Malaysia, the demand is in agriculture industry. You can go either to agriculture industry, learn the basic. I mean, like, you must have a physical touch with that, flying the drones for about 6 or 7 months, get the experience with the flying hours, then you can expand to another company. Okay, you can ping me, PM me. I will send you the link or the companies that are hiring. You can just directly communicate with them.
Okay.
Do I answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, there are some questions that I'm thinking of because since my son has this RCOB, So to upgrade, just now as I asked you, clarify with you, from the basic one to upgrade for, the next level can be is it diploma or something related to the road. So how many can we have this? To have this full time or just part time of this? When we link to the companies. So when they refer to us, and then we go and another thing is that just now you said is you must have flying hours, right?
Correct.
So where do you mean get this flying hours to all these things?
Okay, first of all, if I don't want to, I'm not promoting any brands here. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, like for example, DJI. The moment you fly the DJI drone, it will capture your flying hours, whether you are using it for personally or you wanted to use for any industry, right? So it will capture your flying hours automatically. In that
Oh.
flying hours, it will capture the moment that how many times you fail to, fail to bring back the drone, how many times it collapsed, how many times you fly smoothly, and so on. That kind of a result it will create by itself because it's more on AI. It will collect all the logs. Okay, that is your flying hours. So when you enter the industry, any industry, first of all they will ask how many flying hours that you have been completed. You must say, okay, maybe 100 hours, for example. So based on that is your margin, salary margin. But now in Malaysia, it's good. If you ask me, it's good. Go and enter any of these companies who's hiring now, like agriculture or any industries, because agriculture I found that it's a demanding. They need more pilots in agriculture field. So by joining them, you can learn a lot. You'll go to the field, you learn like physical training there. When the moment you start bring up the drone or fly the drone, it will automatically capture the flying hours. From there you can expand your flying hours, and then that's your result for you to you know uh, upgrade yourself. If you ask me if you want to do like full uh, degree or masters in drone itself, I would say it's a good idea. But even though if you complete the whole PhD in a drone, the first thing that any company is going to ask you how many flying hours. So I would advise join any company, can be part-time or full-time, get the experience for 6 months, get the flying hours. That's where you can actually expand to the next level.
So one more thing, okay, he just got through his RCOSB certificate after a number of attempt on his assessment.
Okay.
So he just got he just got his basic. I just bought him around 200 something ringgit of
That's good.
for the drone for to be familiar with all the flying. So that's why I'm asking if you've been EWRF. As you said, you're just giving awareness.
Yeah.
Right? So from this basic, the next level will be a diploma, is it?
Yeah, you can go to do. You can pursue a diploma or master's degree. There are
So
yeah.
So do you provide these diploma courses or any institutions that they provide? Because the earlier the institution that he went for the RCOV, they also provide the upgrading courses. So from your side, is there any upgrading skills that you all provide?
At the moment, we don't provide any upskill training, but we have our training like training providers conducting
Okay.
drone training for schools and colleges.
Okay.
So that is where will be very basic level. It's not even a RCOCB level,
Oh,
because
okay.
we EWRF is not a training provider.
Okay, okay.
We are the research development for the education for
Okay.
so we can look into it. We have our blueprint and our planning to bring this up. It depends on the demand and also the budgets that we have to run the program.
Okay. What is the future areas that to mean with the drone? What is the future scope that is can be developed further? As you said, there's been diploma, degree, and masters. I think all these courses brings to the next level.
Yeah.
So from this, is it? I mean, can be. I mean, what do you call? Can be taken as one of the
Main subject.
main. Yeah.
So yeah, there are universities also started to provide this masters for drone itself, but then they don't come with specific drone. It will interrelated with something like AI, data analysis, and also drone. They merge all this, because if you ask me, all the industries, you can use this drone in any industry. You just name it. I can tell you uh, the usage of that or the application of any industry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So, can I just mean after this program? I mean, after this thing. So, can I have? I mean, just directly contact with you all
Can.
the yes, right?
Yeah,
Right.
you can PM
Okay.
me. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So since we already completed the entire section, so I would like to say thank you for being with me at this webinar. Thanks for your support, and we look forward for the upcoming webinars. If you are interested, then you can just keep in touch with our admin. Our admin will follow up with you all for any other new upcoming events. Not only for drones, we are also will have for AI, data analysis, and some other interesting programs soon. So stay tuned. Thank you and have a nice day.